Welcome back to Founder Voices of Women's History Month. I'm Lauren Conaway, founder and CEO of Innovate Her KC. And this next guest that we have, I don't know if I can express to you how excited I am to talk to Vanessa Vreelane, head of Truist Ventures. Anytime I see a woman involved in the venture capital space, I get really excited. And we're going to talk a little bit about why here in just a few minutes. But first things first, Vanessa, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I'm just thrilled to have you.
Thank you for having me, Lauren. I'm so excited to be a part of this and to help support what you're doing to support female entrepreneurs and diversity and inclusion.
Yes.
So the honor is mine.
Well, that is too kind. One of the things, and I think it bears mentioning, is when you see diverse venture capital teams, you see diverse investment. And so anytime as I said, anytime I see a woman making decisions related to investment, I know that they're going to prioritize diverse voices, perspectives, founders. And so again, just thrilled to have you here, Vanessa. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. And I'm just going to ask you, first things first, tell us about Truist Ventures.
You bet. So Truist Ventures is the venture arm for Truist Bank. We're the 6th largest bank in the nation. We're headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Truist Truist Ventures was really created to bring outside innovation in. So when we think about how we can bring better experiences for our clients, for our teammates, and we think we might want to go to the market to bring those in, that's really where Truist Ventures plays. And so we are looking to invest for 3 reasons. The first is to commercialize. So really bring those experiences into our ecosystem to benefit our teammates and clients. The second is to learn. There's so much happening in the broader ecosystem, and we really acknowledge we don't have all the answers inside of Truist. And so we're looking for diverse voices. And the third is for social impact. It is our goal that the entrepreneurs in the venture portfolio are as diverse as the clients and the communities we serve, because then we'll truly feel that we are bringing a broad array of products and services that represent what our communities are asking for. So that's what we're focused on. And it's really exciting that I can lean in to venture investing and supporting not only female entrepreneurs, but all minority entrepreneurs as part of our broader mandate.
That is absolutely incredible. And in the first of all, thank you for the work that you do. But when Garnett and I were talking in the first video in this series, one of the things that we just could not wrap our heads around is the fact that as you invest in female and minority entrepreneurship, and as you support marginalized communities, you see greater investment in the community around you, and you see the opportunity for previously excluded communities to build generational wealth, and you see all of these. It's a ripple effect, it's a trickle down effect. So the fact that you're operating on the ground floor, you're identifying and supporting entrepreneurs who truly need it. The fact that you're so intentional about doing that is just so impressive. So kudos to you. Now, I want to get a little personal with you, Vanessa, and I'm going to ask you, what has it meant to you, Vanessa Vreelane, to be a VC in a pretty male-dominated space, I would say? What has that experience been like for you?
Yeah, I will say that the VC community has been very welcoming of me. So I've had a really great experience.
Good.
I very serendipitously fell into venture capital when I was told by the investment banks that they had already hired their female analysts for the year, and I was a little bit too late in applying. And so I found VCs a lot more accepting of diversity, which was great. Yeah. And it really wasn't until I started to get into my career that I noticed there's a few women my age in our early 20s. And then there's a few women who are in their 50s and 60s, and there's no one in between. Why is that?
Yeah.
And so I noticed throughout my career that I was the only female, whether it was in banking meetings or venture meetings. We were always interviewing male dominated management teams for companies that we were looking to invest in. And so what this means for me is that I get to be part of the change. I was so embarrassed, to be quite honest with you. About 6 years ago, I took stock of the portfolio I had built over my career, and I started in the mid 90s. I had invested in about 40 companies. One was a female entrepreneur and one had a female CEO. And that was the pivoting moment in my career when I said, okay, shame on me. I'm the one who represents the change because I am different. And now I need to really be focused on that very intentionally. And so that's really where the intentionality came from. And I'm just so happy that I have the wherewithal to kind of acknowledge that that wasn't something I really looked for previously. And now it's all about how do we find female and minority entrepreneurs for our portfolio? But then how do we support really great funds like Aperture or
Yeah.
Zeal, who are taking seed stage companies with diverse entrepreneurs and really helping to develop them so that they're ready for the Truist portfolio. So we really view it as an opportunity to support the entire entrepreneurial ecosystem, if you will, to ensure that we can find the right entrepreneurs for our portfolio.
I cannot love that more. So you don't know this about me, Vanessa, but on my LinkedIn profile, one of my little taglines is ecosystem building evangelist. For you folks watching at home, when we talk about the entrepreneurial space in a holistic way, and we talk about all of the stakeholders needed for entrepreneurs to succeed, from the entrepreneurs themselves to the venture capitalists to other investors to customers and clients to lawmakers who have to create supportive policies and laws to support small business. When you take this holistic view, you're building a community that cannot succeed without all of those components working together in concert. So the fact that you're looking at things through this lens, it's so crucial to the success of the average entrepreneur. Absolutely.
So crucial. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. That's exciting.
Yeah, well, so I love that, of course. Round of applause. And now I'm going to ask you for that tactical piece. We have a lot of entrepreneurs in Innovate Her KC and beyond. What would you say to them? What advice or encouragement would you give them as they look to start their businesses, build their businesses, scale their businesses, and maybe even exit them? What would you say to them?
I would say, don't be afraid to reach out to networks like Innovate Her, or to me, or to funds like Aperture or Zeal, and get help. Find your community, get embedded in the community, because the reality of this is men don't do this by themselves either. It may seem that way, but they have a huge support network. And so I think this is really important that women feel comfortable that going to seek help isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. And so first and foremost, that is my recommendation. And then I would say, just don't give up. If you really believe in what you're doing, keep at it. And if you fail, that's okay. Like, get back up. But just keep at it and find your people. And if you need help, reach out to Innovate Her, because it sounds like you guys are connecting women to fabulous support networks, which is so important.
Well, of course, I love hearing that. Also have to give a plug for our partner in this and the reason that Vanessa and I were able to connect. But as she said, Aperture VC, Garnett and William, they are an incredible team. Reach out to them. I can guarantee you that they would be open to that conversation, be able to point you in some positive directions. They are such a supportive entity, and the work that they're doing to support marginalized founders is truly incredible to watch. I kind of have a front seat view. So, please, I don't know anybody in the entrepreneurial space who would be upset it's somebody reaching out and saying, hey, I need help, I need support, what can I do, who do I need to meet? So you could not be more spot on, Vanessa. Absolutely fabulous. And again, I'm so thrilled to have you with us here today. Thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for doing the work that you do to support and champion and elevate so many women, so many minority founders. The work you're doing is so important and appreciated.
Well, thank you. You as well. This has been great. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And we will catch you for the next installment of Founder Voices of Women's History Month.